People look up at the prices. You can see here at Dodge's it's $3.19. They look down at their gas gauge and they wonder if their money is being wasted. Along with the new law has come a proof of ownership requirement, meaning if you came here to sell, for instance, this piece of copper wire, you'd have to prove that you owned it. Neighbors say Smith traveled back and forth often between Connecticut and the apartment here in Lynn Haven. Those neighbors paint a very vivid picture of the accused murderer. The box sat right about there. You can see some of the charred remains still on the beach. Seems like an ordinary bottle of Coke, right? Well, you can take the top off and look. It provides a hiding place for drugs. You see this crew behind me is getting ready to count those votes. Once those votes are tabulated, they'll be displayed here on the screen and we'll be able to transmit them to you. Every kid was given a backpack loaded with all kinds of goodies, including crayons, colored pencils, and folders. Now look at all the debris that's built up, even pine cones. Now when a rainstorm comes, guess where all of this goes? Right into the canal. Pirates are invading Pier Park. Hi, I'm Jason Hackett, and coming up, we'll talk to the king and queen pirate of Panama City Beach. Arr!
2, 3, go.
For Thomas Pickles with Lights Music, the tune has changed.
It's been a lot better. I think people are starting to buckle down and starting to really, hey, you know, we got to get some guys out there.
As for Sadie Palmer, owner of Millie's Restaurant, things seem to have a different flavor.
A completely different, clean, pleasant, family-oriented downtown now.
Both say the atmosphere is an about-face from even a year ago.
Panhandling and people sleeping on the benches.
When you get downtown, and when I say downtown, Harrison Avenue, you know, it's just kind of, you're like, ooh, a lot of people walking around.
They agree a large part of the change can be attributed to Sergeant Chris Edmondson and the downtown patrol.
We've seen a sharp reduction in intoxicated individuals, panhandling, soliciting, open containers, those type of offenses.
In fact, Sergeant Edmondson says between January 2011, when the downtown unit became active, and September 2011, they saw 365 downtown arrests. Between December 2011 and August 2012, only 243 arrests.
Down 36% for the downtown area over the past year, so those are positive numbers for us to see.
The sergeant says several factors play into that: strict education and enforcement of city ordinances, programs like Safe Streets that help vagrants relocate to better situations, and cooperation with both the rescue mission and downtown businesses.
We have to keep that communication with the business owners open. They are our eyes and ears for downtown.
And businesses hope that the harmony is here to stay.
Happy to be alive.
It's a story of triumph over tragedy, of survival and will. But for Joyce and Bob Bell, it was almost a story with an unthinkable ending.
We was making arrangements for his funeral.
On June 17th, their son Gerald Cheshire and his business partner Vance Bryan began their journey. They were set to deliver a barge to Belize. It was Father's Day.
He called and wished me a happy Father's Day and said they were leaving out.
Within days, they ran into Tropical Storm Debbie. Bryan recalls their struggle.
The boat didn't have enough power to stay ahead of the waves, to stay bow to the waves, and the seas overpowered us.
Their barge sank. Both men were able to huddle in a lifeboat with little food or water. Meanwhile, hundreds of miles away in Defuniak Springs, the Bells got the news.
They said he's missing. I couldn't understand what you mean he's missing.
The hours turned into days, which turned into a week. The Coast Guard searched high and low for the two men with no success. Time was running out. Then on June 28th, just one day after her birthday, Joyce Bell received a call here at her home in Defuniak Springs. It was a call that literally swept her off her feet.
I passed out. I mean, it was unreal.
A passing barge plucked the two men from the water near Tarpon Springs, dehydrated but alive. Cheshire immediately made a very special phone call.
I said, who is this? He said, it's Gerald, Mother. Happy birthday. One of the girls took the phone, and I just went all to pieces.
With his life in the balance, Cheshire says his heart and his mind were with his folks back on dry land.
I was more concerned with my family and loved ones and about their feelings than myself.
Now, rather than arranging for a memorial service, the Bells are anxiously planning a reunion. Reporting from Defuniak Springs, Jason Hackett.
It was a miracle, that's all I can say.
News 13. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's... No, wait, actually that's a plane.
These guys are having way too much fun.
There were a ton of super planes in the sky here at DeFuniak's Marvel of Flight event, now in its second year. And would you believe that this all began in a classroom?
It started out as a project for Leadership Walton. Our class was tasked with identifying a project that brought the county together and spotlighted economic development.
Featuring planes of all shapes, sizes, and models from all over the Southeast, the event drew out the most avid aviators.
This is a great opportunity for open house so people can come out and see what type of aircraft are out there.
Gives you a good reason to go somewhere. It's just an opportunity to act like a bird.
And it drew out the smallest aviators as well. What do you think about airplanes?
They are cool. I like whenever they do the tricks and they have the smoke come out.
Which is your favorite plane out here so far?
This one, because it represents the flag.
Every heart beats true under red, white, and blue.
And whether because of good old American pride or the amazing aerial feats the planes were able to pull off, the event lived up to its name, as both kids and adults got to marvel at the magic of flight. Reporting from up in the sky in DeFuniak Springs, Jason Hackett, News 13.